Yes, 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 yes. It's Sunday night, and you know what that means? That means we got the best damn wrestling show on all of the internet, and it is happening right now. That's right, it is the We Book It Sunday Night Special.
All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the We Book It channel show. Sorry, it threw me off. I wasn't ready yet. I didn't realize switching over from one stage to the next was going to do that. But yes, that's right. This is your Sunday night special. I am your host, Virgil, here with some of the best damn wrestling community we have, and some of the best hosts and some of the best shows we have out here on the World Wide Web. Let me introduce you to the crew. You guys should know him. If you don't, let me tell you. Let me start out first with the man, the legend, the myth, the two-time. I said two-time.
That was three.
Yeah, that was three.
I like saying two-time. Sorry, it's fun.
That's
Anyways, he is the freakiest of the freaks. He literally reclaimed his championship back this past Saturday night. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's right. The We Book It champion, booking champion of the world, Freaky Fritos.
How's it going, gentlemen? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my singles and tag team competitors. I'm sorry I missed out last week. Remember the 4 F's: faith, family, football, and wrestling. Had a little family stuff, but don't worry. Daddy's back. And I took that championship back, baby. I'm holding it tight. This championship is not coming off this shoulder. They don't call me the Booker of the Year for no reason. Yeah.
All right. And of course, we got my brother from another mother. That's right. He hosts your AEW Dynamite specials. He is one of the finer men in the world. He is that was a real pause moment.
Whoa, wait.
Hold on, pause. I'm sorry. Yes.
Bro. Well, not even that. Finer is for the Zetas, man.
Oh, what are you?
Alpha. We went over this.
Yeah, okay.
Times,
yeah, I'm saying, but what did they say about the alphas? What are y'all?
We are the first of them all, sir. Men of distinction. Men of distinction. There's many names, but that's one of them.
Men of distinction.
He is.
Yes.
He is writing this down. Holy shit.
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, sir. But I won't hold it
Because he
against you.
stops me every time when I'm doing my damn intro, so I could do this. So I have to make sure that I get this right finally. So Alpha Phi Alpha
Fraternity Incorporated.
Frat Inc. Cool. All right, so let's try that again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming up next for you, his name is Big Daddy. Don't call me baby. C. What's up, C?
What's going on, fellas?
You ain't got no cowboy hat for us? No cowboy action tonight?
No.
No cowboy Carter? Nothing?
Tony.
There you go.
It's only for special occasions, man.
This is a special occasion. We crown our new booking champion of the world.
No, he took it from Coach. He didn't take
Not
it.
my champion. Not my champion.
He
You
beat
guys want me to
Coach.
go dark in a minute? I could go real dark in a quick second if you guys want to stop arguing. Yeah, that's what I thought.
No.
I mean, I need a few more shades before I can go dark, but anyway, but you beat Coach. You didn't beat me. All right. I'm
That's what happens when you betray me and turn heel. Numerous times you turn heel on me on this podcast. Not just once, not just twice. Numerous times I can't even remember. So guess what? Daddy took his championship back.
And we gonna see how long you hold that title.
Frito,
I
I am rolling with you. I will never leave your side. It's me
Man,
and you.
this title's up more times than Cena wrestles. Am I right, boys?
Oh god.
All
That title
right.
will be mine by
We'll have to
SummerSlam.
go ahead and mute Tank. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Go ahead, C. What'd you think?
said that title will be mine by SummerSlam.
Ooh, that's a
More
call out
matches.
right
Say,
there.
it's the same
and we
with
got
Cody.
and
That
we
title
got
will be
two
Cody's.
and we got 2 matches. We got 2 nights to roll with. So it's gonna be a lot more interesting. So
I was perfect.
Yeah, you were perfect. You were perfect. You were perfect. I think was I perfect for Backlash? I believe I was. Mm-hmm.
That's like when a teacher gives a pop quiz with 5 questions and they're easiest ones. You know what I mean?
Hey, no.
Or you get to use the book.
Look.
Yeah.
Not only did I go undefeated in my predictions for Backlash, I even got the tiebreaker right. All right.
All right. Okay. Ease up real quick. Let us introduce him as the booking world champion first before y'all just crap on him. But I have to finish introducing my co-host. Thank you very much. Hey, guys, everybody out there that is listening to me, the sound underneath my voice, let me tell you something. We have MJF's little brother, the reincarnation of one of the sexiest men alive. That's right. We got my homie, my brother, my friend, Tank.
There's not much that I lost. You know, I'm down in the slumps.
You weren't the worst, though.
I
the
owe
worst.
Fritos a movie and some popcorn and soda with the refills now.
God,
life's just.
dog. And the refills?
Hey,
The refills are free. It's the popcorn that gets you.
I'll get you the refills.
Wait a minute. Are you guys going to see Superman? Is that the deal? Like, because Roland definitely wants me to take him.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm going. I'm seeing Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I'll just
All
pay
right.
for his ticket.
All right. So, in case you guys have not caught on already, that's right. The booking world championship was up for grabs at Night of Champions, and I finished in last place. Only one match did I get right. I got 4 damn matches wrong. That was horrible. And then after me, there was Claude and Devin, who both finished with 3 matches.
Who's Claude and Devin?
Oh, sorry. Big Daddy C and Tank both finished with 3-2 record. And then Coach defended his championship valiantly. I will say that in his absence, he defended valiantly. 4-1. He got 1 match wrong. And it was obviously, like I said, it was one of the biggest matches of the night. And then, of course, let's go ahead and give it to him, y'all. Let's raise a glass for him. He is back on top after a year hiatus. He's back like Roman Reigns, back like The Rock, back like Stone Cold Steve Austin after a neck surgery, back like China from the grave. That's right. He is your new booking world champion of the world.
Back like China from the grave is what.
Fritos.
You know what? I will raise a glass to this, and see, you can join me. This is to Coach.
For real, I'm out of Coach.
For fighting valiantly, harder than Cena. Let's go.
And he's muted again.
Oh, you knew it was coming. Go ahead. You sit in timeout for a second there, bud. You enjoyed that. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, here on the channel, we do every PLE put up the Booking World Championship, and it's usually it is defended. So like I said, so when you catch us on one of the episodes, like this past Friday night, I gave everybody's predictions. We usually like to do a prediction show the week before, but WWE has kind of been lazily booking these PLEs, or they've been coming up too fast, but we weren't able to get all the matches until after everything was already set. Plus injuries to Dom and to Liv kind of stalled everything, because originally, instead of it being Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn, it was supposed to be AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, but Dominic Mysterio has hurt ribs. But anyways, outside of that, I would just like to say I think this PLE was one of the more fun PLEs that I've watched in a while. I actually got to sit and watch the whole thing. every single moment of it from the opening credits all the way to the end, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really didn't think I was going to. I really thought there were going to be some spoiler matches, there was going to be some piss breaks, and even the women's matches came through and really delivered on this show for me. So let's go ahead and let's jump into tonight's topics. So very first and foremost, I want to talk to you guys. I want to get your instant reactions on the Night of Champions PLE. What did you guys think of the pay-per-view as a whole, and what would you give it a letter grade wise?
As your champion, I'll start this one off first here. Actually, I thought it was really enjoyable for a Saudi show. I know in the past we've all complained about the Saudi shows and everything. A little bit worried about the Friday night fiasco when they had interruption with broadcasting. What I believe C said a camel chewed on one of the wires or something along those lines. Is that the rumor going around?
No, that was C being an idiot.
Oh, I was gonna say that one. We'll cut that out.
Never mind.
Well, no, that was a real ass thing. What you talking about?
It was not.
Where's your sources?
Fucking Twitter.
Oh,
See, you can't believe everything you read on Twitter, bro.
That shit was all over fucking Twitter, Mike.
You sound like a mark right now.
That shit was all over fucking Twitter. What are you talking about?
That's because people. Never mind. We'll tell him when he's older. Go ahead, Frito.
The pizza guy doesn't really love the MILF picking up the pizza and dang it. Oh, my bad. But anyways, it's really enjoyable, and I'm kind of surprised. They really went all out. I'm happy with the flip with the Sammy match. Definitely it gave that shine to Karrion Kross. I'm hoping this match shows what us fans want. We want more Karrion Kross. He's been on a rampage on X about it. I think this match and this night is going to push him further with the company, hopefully. And hopefully they re-sign him shortly. The Cody match, I believe that was the right call since they don't really do contenders, whatever, repeat matches, whatever for the championship.
They for years they did a rematch clause in contracts.
Yeah, and they haven't done that for a while, so I think this is the right thing. It just sucks that Randy's just been shafted the second time for King of the Ring. I really want him to win one. The Jade, definitely that was the right call. It's definitely going to be interesting with Naomi, lingering around with Money in the Bank. So I already mentioned that before. It's going to be a fun storyline to see Naomi in the background, waiting with Tiffany Stratton, waiting with Jade. What else did we have? The Cena Punk. As much as I loved it, that should have been in Chicago. That would have been the match of the century if it was in Chicago. But other than that, I give it an A- for the PLE.
All right. See, what'd you think?
Thought it was pretty solid. A lot of predictable shit. Knew Cena was gonna win. I knew Rhea was gonna win. I knew Jay was gonna win. I knew Cody was gonna win. I did have Karrion Kross win. I thought they were actually gonna give him a legit pay-per-view win. I don't even think he's had one in a long time. So
this is his first pay-per-view in what? 3 months?
Forever. No, like
or is it 3 years?
Longer than that.
Like that.
Shit, it's been like 3 years.
It's been a while.
It's been the last one. Was it Mania?
No, he didn't get.
No,
you talking about
Mania.
last year?
Yeah.
It might. I don't think. Well, no. When was AJ versus Karrion?
That was on a Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah, he did.
I thought they had a bigger feud than that. Yeah. Damn.
No, because every time it seemed like they were gonna have like a big feud for him, they just called the shit right back. Like they just.
Oh no! It was Clash of the Castle because it was him versus Drew.
Oh yeah.
Remember when he had the shorter hair? Pretty sure he had the shorter hair at the time.
Yeah, and then he had all the shit with the Wyatt Six and all that stuff, but
AOP and all that bullshit.
Yeah, but no, I thought Karrion Kross was gonna win. I'm not sure why they had Sammy win. He gains nothing by winning, in my opinion. But
it's how he won, because Karrion's back was turned to him with the Hulua kick, so it's slowly building to it
heel turn,
to heel
possibly.
Sammy. That's what Karrion is. He's calling out people for who they are. That's what I love about it.
I think that would. I think it would have been great, though. I don't think it happened, but at the end of that match, had Karrion looked toward like that where Sammy was.
Yeah.
Fireworks have been going off in my neighborhood.
Damn.
It's that or one of the lines just exploded. Either way, I still got power, so I'm good. House is not fire, so I'm safe.
But if Karrion would have looked toward where Sammy was walking up the ramp and just like smiled and laughed like he did on Raw, I think that would have been the ultimate. Like, but I digress. Go ahead, see.
Yeah, and then what was the other match? I got all of them covered except one. What was the one?
Fatu and Solo.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one. That was unexpected. I honestly thought Jacob would retain, and then he get like attacked afterwards by the new Samoans or the return of the other Samoans. No, Timberland came back, and then the other dude, the new guy. So yeah,
What'd you call him?
Timberland.
Called him Timberland.
Yeah, Sungalore. Yeah, that's Timberland. He look like Timberland to me. So I'm a forever
Don't
call
talk
him
about
Timberland.
the wrestling internet goat right there. Everyone loves him.
He is talking about the wrestling internet goat. He might not be his goat, but he is the wrestling internet goat.
Yeah.
He ain't got no money.
That man,
He ain't got
Timberland.
no.
Timberland, bro. Every time I see that man on the TV, I'm gonna start singing "Apologize"
off the ground.
Yeah, I like that version better with his version. But no.
What'd you think, Tank?
Well, see what was your grade?
Oh, my grade for it, I gave it a B plus.
That I agree with that. I agree with like the whole Karrion Kross angle. I mean, I agree with what you guys said, not with what WWE did. I know I read something before the pay-per-view when they were talking about how the reason why he hasn't been being pushed was there's a lot of stars backstage that don't like how he takes bumps or his lack thereof or something. I know there was something to do with that, but at the end of the day, Kross is going or should get to the level that of the R-Truth and the We Want Cody or even Kofi Mania. I mean, it just Karrion Kross deserves to be. Well, first of all, they need to change that Karrion weak ass name back to Killer. He needs to be back to Killer Kross. And the whole angle with Sammy was great. I think, like Frito said, I think the direction they're going to go is with him exposing stars for who they truly are. I mean, he exposed Miz, he exposed Sammy. You know, I think this whole angle that he only says he's the bad guy. He's your favorite. Like, he's only going to be a bad guy. You know what I mean? That's what we know. I think him and Randy will have a great. I think they should go that route next.
Agreed.
But anyway, Cody was a great choice. You, and we'll get into it here in a bit. With, I mean, one of the I don't think he's been handed anything. He's worked his ass off. I know. I said we'll get to it.
Down, Tank.
Fine, go ahead. Here.
Down.
But anyway, he it was the right call. Randy, I think at this point that's Randy's whole thing is they're going to turn him heel. They're turning him heel slowly again. And that's what they wanted to do. Just keep that arc going. The Fatus, I feel like they could have introduced Hikuleo, wherever his fucking name is, another Tonga, whatever the fuck his name is. Loa, whatever. Like, what's his new name? It was Hikuleo.
Loa, Tua, Fatu.
Like, I think they could have kept, but I know what they're doing. They're keeping the three brothers.
Yeah.
So I respect that, but at the same time, that was just I respect his debut. It was coming, but what are we doing? Taking off the U.S.
Talatunga.
champion. We're taking the U.S. championship off of Fatu way too soon. Now, granted, they're probably going to get him ready for a huge singles push, so maybe we have that coming. Singles push, main title push, but Jada was the correct call. I think Asuka's a great wrestler, but let's go.
Which they already teased her and Io, which I think that's going to be in SummerSlam no matter what.
That's the right move. But having Asuka come back and do this, that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's always a constant thing. She's becoming Charlotte, man. She gets injured. She wins a title, gets injured, comes back, wins another title, gets injured. Minus a couple other things, outside of WWE that we've talked about. But, Asuka is just slowly becoming that. And I don't like that for her. Who else? What am I missing here?
CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk and Cody.
CM
Punk and Cena.
Oh.
Cena losing would have been beneficial for everybody in the history of man, but I don't know about you guys. I love Seth. People could our fans could probably go back, and I would probably be a hypocrite of myself. I am fucking sick of seeing Seth on my TV screen. I feel like as a faction, it's a great faction. But the WWE, that's their new toy. It was Roman, and now it's Seth. That's their toy. They're going to play with it as long as they can, as long as they're just going to garner more attention to them. But I am sick of this whole angle. It just, to me, especially Bronson Reed was a great addition, but I feel like they could have gone with a different star. And then Bronson Reed could have,
Like to lead the faction?
No, not to lead the faction, but to be a part of it. I feel like Bronson Reed would have been great on SmackDown with the Bloodline angle. I feel like they could have incorporated him.
That's really what I thought he was going to when he came back from injury.
We all did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they teased it at
Survivor Series. I mean, they more than teased it. And Solo brought it up on SmackDown, but before Money in the Bank, that it had been a long time since he had seen Bronson Reed. Sorry, I cut you off.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it just this whole thing with bringing Bronson Reed into that, I feel like they could have had Finn Balor break apart from the Judgment Day and join Seth. You know what I mean? Like, there's things they could have done. But anyway, I digress. We'll leave that for a future podcast. But overall, I give a grade of B+. Rhea match. I mean, Rhea puts on a great match. No matter who is across the ring from her, she will always put on a great show. I feel bad for Raquel Rodriguez.
Why?
Not saying she's not a great wrestler. She's a great performer. But I felt like her and Liv had something really special going on. And it sucks now that Liv's out. But, overall B+. I think this was probably the best Saudi show. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. I think this was the best Saudi show.
A couple of things to what you had to say, Tank. First and foremost, don't feel bad for Raquel Rodriguez. Not only is she receiving a hell ton of praise in the back for the match, her and Rhea Ripley put on together, which is crazy because they built that storyline up really quickly. I really feel like that was probably meant to be Rhea versus Liv.
With
and
Rhea coming in
and something different. Yeah. It was like I said, but the fact they built that storyline up, the video package that they showed before that match, I totally forgot that they were like tight in NXT. Like, I totally forgot about that. Like, these girls both got Yeah, like yeah. I mean, they're I totally forgot about all of that. So the way they're able to go pivot to that storyline so quickly with Liv's injury and make us care, and then the match delivered. Kudos to both women involved. Also, just a small spoiler alert: the word out on the street is that Rodriguez and Raquel will be involved in defending their women's tag team.
Those are the same people you just said, bud.
My bad. What's the old girl name? Little short girl.
Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne.
Oh, Roxanne.
Okay, Raquel and Roxanne are going to end up defending the women's tag team championships.
I bet that Liv will come back face and
yeah.
Yeah.
I called that 2 weeks ago.
By the way, just for clarification on what I said earlier, I am not talking shit about the you know what I mean, like the bloodline. When I said Tonga, whatever his name was, I feel like they have stuck a name with the group, you know what I mean? And I feel like they could keep these guys' names like they did with Jacob Fatu, and they could easily, you know what I mean? Everybody would know who they're talking about. But I digress.
Indeed. So yeah, I will go ahead and give this show an A-, and my camera just went out. Great. Love when that happens, guys.
It's probably for the best. You were about to. Never mind.
I would give this show a A-. I like I said, I really enjoyed the show. It's hard to get an A+. Probably Mania 40 night 2 would probably be the only A+ show that I've seen in years. And I was at 39, and I wouldn't even tell you that was neither one of those nights were A+ nights. But I digress. Again, an A- for a Saudi show is pretty high praise because these shows have sucked. Them crown jewels have been horrible. It's like I said, all of this stuff sucked. It's been terrible. So I mean, like I said, so this is high praise for this show. And honestly, I know a lot of people are going to crap on it, but I loved the ending of the WWE Championship match. Sans Penta coming out and doing that stupid ass walk instead of running down to the ring. Like, if you're going,
don't talk bad about that smooth operator walk.
Yeah, what are you? No, yeah,
and that's a huge shout out to Hang'em from X making that video.
Hey, he did the same shit. He did the same shit Jeff Hardy did when he debuted at AEW. He came out there and had that. He's like, he had an emote on them.
He was like,
he had an emote.
Fuck.
Man's had a whole special. He had a specialized like steel chair with his face on it and everything. He still had to do the dance.
Moonwalk down to that ring. You know what I mean?
I was like, this man Penta's funny.
Let me tell y'all something. That for me almost damn near ruined all of that. Cena hugging Punk and then giving us the look, the face change like he did for Cody, literally saved that segment or whatnot. But I mean, for me, the Penta part was ruined because he did that stupid ass walk, but also it was ruined because everybody thought that was going to be Roman Reigns, and my guess is Roman Reigns couldn't make it to Saudi. Because
he's too busy being Kuma, whatever the fuck, for
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
he could have came in dressed as Kuma.
It's funny too because Jason Momoa was in there in that one house show. They said you should have been Aquaman, and messing with him. And he said, "Yeah, we would have made more money than Jason." So I think it's funny that they're both in the movie.
That's hilarious.
They could have came in as Kuma and debut, did some move like the 5th move of fucking Doom or whatever the fuck John Cena calls the bullshit he does.
He stopped doing that move after his feud with AJ Styles.
That was a horrible spot, that one pay-per-view, and you know it.
That punch literally looked so real.
No, it looked
and it would have broken somebody's nose if done right in real life. Thank you very much. Now,
you've never
with that being said,
punch from Bruce Lee. Then respect to Bruce Lee.
With that being said, we're not going to focus on John Cena. We're not going to focus on CM Punk. We did a whole episode on them last week and whatnot. So what we're going to talk about though is we are going to talk about your new King of the Ring because Cody Rhodes been receiving a lot of backlash, man. No pun intended. And not the WrestleMania kind either. He has been really been like beat down, beat up by the internet wrestling community that has felt that Cody's been handed every single thing since he's come back to WWE. And I mean, to be honest with you, the Triple H's two favorite people to book clearly are Cody and Gunther. I mean, like I said, you could just tell like Triple H's hands are all over both of those careers and what they do. I mean, Triple H's hands are over everybody's career that's in WWE right now, but you could definitely tell like those two are carefully booked, and he is booking Jacob to be the next guy. Like the reason why Jacob lost is because it won't be too long before he's in a world championship picture. Like he's going to get every opportunity in any multi-man match to be in the world championship opportunity. And I think they got the US championship off of him because he is probably going to end up moving over to Raw. I think you're going to see Jacob Fatu end up on Raw, which is why they got the US title off of him. But I digress. That's neither here nor there. We're talking about Cody Rhodes, and we're talking about the fact that fans believe that Cody Rhodes has just been handed everything in this company. He is a WWE champion. He has main event at WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 40, and WrestleMania 41. He has won the Royal Rumble twice, back to back. Nobody's done that since Stone Cold Steve Austin. He has, I mean, like he is the guy. He's QB1. He himself has let you know, like he wants the ball, and he calls this championship the ball, the WWE championship the ball, and he says it's coming back to him. He gets the ball back at SummerSlam. I did not like the fact that on his promo he called, the guys characters. I didn't like that. That was weird. Call them wrestlers, please. Like I said, I didn't like that. I think that was a WWE thing. They might be moving towards calling guys characters now, which if they're going to do that shit, that sucks. That's horrible. Call them wrestlers, please. But outside of that, the match itself for Randy, I mean, it was pretty good. They really went out there and gave it their all. A lot of false finishes. But outside of that, do you guys believe Cody Rhodes has just been handed everything since he's come back? He has won the WWE Championship. He is now King of the Ring. He is the two-time Royal Rumble winner. And on top of that, he also won the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. These are all of his accolades since returning. What are you guys' thoughts? Tank, I'm going to let you go take this one first.
Thank you, my friend. Here's the thing. You said you saw a lot of backlash. I think this is possibly WWE drumming it up for Cody to be turn heel. The thing about it, Cody's worked his ass off for his whole career. I mean, inside WWE, outside WWE, the man literally worked his ass off when he lost even his last name. Couldn't even use the Rhodes name when he was with AEW there for a while. You guys hopefully remember that. He has gone all over the world, made a name for himself, came back, and last time I checked, when Cody had the title, who was out there basically every freaking week? Cody Rhodes. Wrestling night in, night out, doing whatever he could, busting his ass. And you know how Roman Reigns busted his ass for over 2 years, 3 years, 2.5 years for when he had the title. He showed up for limited appearances, not limited appearances, but wrestling wise. He stuck to a schedule, and he ended up taking how many months off afterwards? 3-4 months. Cody only took off a month and a half, if I'm not mistaken, to come back to the WWE universe. Cody Rhodes, people may think that he's been handed this, that, and the other, but even when he lost his chance for a title at WrestleMania 40, 39. Was it 39 that he lost to Roman Reigns the first time?
Yeah, 39.
Yeah.
He lost to 39 and he got, into a match with Brock Lesnar and others. And so it just, to say he's been handed everything is BS. He has earned his way. And I think overall, if people want to talk bad about him, I think that's only going to feed into his eventual heel run. Who calls these stars characters other than somebody who doesn't respect the other stars? Just saying, he did one hell of a heel run in TNA, and I think we're going to get that in WWE.
Go ahead, Fritos.
I can see the argument for both sides. Start off following orders from Vince, going with the character gimmicks, to eventually him requesting his release, because of the whole Stardust thing, which understandable. But then he worked his ass off, traveling everywhere, rebuilding his brand, essentially, and building a competition that, for a while, we could at least argue at the time starting off, was threatening WWE. Then coming back to WWE, I think maybe that's where some fans might be a little bit fickle. It's like, oh, you left and tried to tear down WWE, and they're kind of serving everything to you on a golden platter. But he's worked his ass off, outside the company when he was doing his own thing, and even now coming back inside and outside the company. Hell, he put on a banger of a match when he tore his pec. The doctor says you can't really do anything worse. You just do it. And he did that match with Seth amazingly. So he deserves his flowers. What we could say, he main evented WrestleMania, the last 2 WrestleManias. 39 he lost. Or 3. 39 he lost. We were all thinking, all right, he's taking the title off that night. No, he lost. And, it just kind of derailed him a bit. Then they built him back up. So it's also us as fans. You could be all like, oh, they're hating him too much. But we're the ones feeding into it, essentially, when we were upset from 39, then building back up to finish the story at 40. So he deserves it, honestly. Everything, like from the King of the Ring, being undisputed champion, 2-time Royal Rumble winner. He is QB1. But how much time do we really have with Cody, too? Has he mentioned, he's got 5 years left? So you might as well cash in this bell cow before that cow runs dry, too. So you might as well take advantage of it right now. Milk him for as much as you can for merch, TV appearances, commercials, whatever, essentially, until he says, I'm done with the wrestling. I'd rather be behind the scenes. I'd rather produce or take your spot down the line, Triple H, and run creative, since I've already had that experience. So, yeah.
And he's definitely going to do movies, too.
Or movies if he wants to, but who knows? He is in the new Naked Gun. I am excited for that. But
what you say?
Same argument for Drew McIntyre as well, because he did the same thing. He was the chosen one by Vince, and then was released and worked his ass up till now, and came back to the company, and he was giving all these great opportunities too. Yes, right now he's out with injury and taking some time off, but he was presented when he came back with a bunch of opportunities. So to me, this shows hard work pays off. And I think that's what some fans are forgetting. Hard work pays off. And we're just now seeing the long run of that hard work, paying off too. So I think that they might be a little bit fickle with that part as well.
Fickle. I like that word.
I'll I'll also say, because Fritos, C, even Mike, we've all been to the house shows, especially when they were here in town.
Used to.
But
I'm still on that.
But Cody would show up to those. Even as champion, he'd show up to the house shows and bust his ass to make sure that the fans got to see their big star.
Yeah.
So I've always respected that. Whereas they canceled house shows because they knew Cena was going to be champion. Go ahead.
Oh man, so yeah, just to agree with y'all. Yeah, he worked hard. He did what Drew did. He had to leave. go reinvent himself in the Indies, and eventually go help create another promotion. Reinvent himself there as well, and he eventually came back home. And like you said, hard work pays off. But in addition to that, you know how WWE is when it comes to money. Like when they see that they have a draw, they have somebody that's going to draw. They're going to strike while the iron is hot, and that's exactly what they did with Cody. They saw that he was a free agent when he left AEW. They said, "All right, let's bring him on back home. Let's bring Dusty's kid back to the crib." And that's exactly what they did. And speaking of Dusty, I feel like that's another element in that as well. Like they see how hard Cody worked, to kind of create a name for himself. And it's almost like I feel like in a way they felt like some type of like I feel like they owed it to Dusty in a way to kind of like, give Cody the opportunity to prove that he can be the man of the company. And Cody, he took it and ran with it. And look what he's doing. Like he's one of the biggest draws, if not the biggest draw in the company right now. So I feel like the hard work paid off, but it's also another element with, with his dad and how much he meant to the company and just the wrestling industry as a whole. Like without Dusty, we know Triple H created NXT, but without Dusty Rhodes, a lot of the people we see today probably would not be there without Dusty's overseeing NXT in the early days, the black and gold days. So I feel like
my son's gonna be a star, baby.
Yeah. So I feel like all of that combined, it all goes hand in hand to me. So I feel like him being handed, I feel like it's almost like he worked hard until opportunity came around, and he kicked ass. He took it and kicked ass. And so obviously if you kick ass, if you do well on the job, you're going to get raises and all this other shit, all these other benefits. So clearly that's what Cody's been doing. So he's been kicking ass, going all, like Devin said, going all the house shows, just like all the promotional,
Used
like
to.
used to. Yeah. And you see Cody on all, like whenever they got a big, like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, it don't matter. Like when they on their promo runs, ESPN, First Take, all this other shit, like Good
Or
Morning
even
America,
right now,
all this.
he's the center face of Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, like, and he's not even on a fucking brand. He's on SmackDown. Like,
technically, as King of the Ring,
yeah. Well, no,
he can go to both now. So
it's his show.
It's
on
for
SmackDown.
And he's not gonna go after fucking Gunther. Like he already beat
No, they already
Gunther.
said that whoever wins it goes to the respected brands.
Exactly, right.
I know, but
Yeah,
there's a way that they could
no.
easily make it to where he beats Gunther and then unifies the title.
We're not doing that shit.
We're not doing that shit again. We're not doing that shit. No.
I will call him Cody Cena if that's the case.
No. But like this is going to be to finish the story part 2. He has to beat Cena, get the title back, and that'll be that. But no, like he's not being handed everything. He earned everything he's gotten. Got that big dumbass truck with the dog face on at the door.
Man, why you? You were saying great.
He got his own podcast now. He got his own vodka.
Podcast is fire. I don't care what nobody say. That last episode with Kevin Owens was one of the best episodes.
I was shocked that they considering how fresh the storyline was between the two. Like I'm shocked that.
What are they gonna do? Fight him with a broken freaking neck? He's not Kurt Angle, dude.
I know. I'm just saying though. Like Kevin was still healed before he got injured. So
I think but everybody expects him to be healed, and that's why. You know what I mean? Like it's like when the best heel beats the best face, and somehow they ended up one of them wins, and then they still shake hands at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like that's just how
the man's career though.
He's still. If I don't know if you guys noticed by that. By the way, real quick note to that. Did you guys see the shirt that Kevin Owens was wearing?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
son of a what's the name? Yeah, son of a what's his dad?
Yeah.
Like he was like a
Was it
janitor or
plumber?
caveman or something
No.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
listen, this conversation is really juicy, and we're gonna come right back to it. But we do got to get in real quick. I do want to pivot. I have another just in the scheme of this conversation, really just shifted the whole pod. But we do have to do the throwback moment, and then after that, we'll come back to this conversation because I actually want to pivot to something else.
Longer than the intro.
All right, man. In the spirit of Night of Champions, we saw CM Punk and John Cena go at it. And we know the long history between the two. Can't help but go back to the first major match these guys had for the WWE Championship back in 2011, Money in the Bank. CM Punk, it was kind of like the beginning of the whole best in the world gimmick. And so they had the match in Chicago. CM Punk came out to a raucous crowd, and so no one expected him to win. I didn't expect him to win this match, but he eventually prevailed. Cena, they were trying to create the Chicago screw job in a way, but John Cena was like, "Nah, we ain't having that shit." And so what happens is that distraction caused CM Punk to hit the go to sleep for the 1-2-3. He wins the championship. Vince McMahon is like, "No, we ain't letting this shit happen. You're not gonna win this championship in Chicago and leave the company." And so he calls up Alberto Del Rio, like, "All right, come in, cash in the title, cash in the Money in the Bank." And he comes out there, he's running, and he runs into the ring. CM Punk kicks the fuck out of him. And he leaves the ring, looks at Vince, and just laughs at him like, "Yeah, you thought you had one, but I'm leaving." He goes over the barricade, kisses Vince goodbye, blows him a kiss, and leaves the entire arena. I think he left out the same side I did after I left Survivor Series when he returned. But yeah,
you son of a bitch.
That's a throwback
Son of
moment
a-
of the week.
Wait, is that? Oh. Man, they haven't grown at all.
Just gained like 5 pounds. That's about it.
Damn, good for you. See, that's why dogs are great. Freaking cats, man, their stomach will hit the floor and they'll just mope around like they fucking own the house. Sorry, freaking own the house. Man.
God. Yeah. Sound like fun times over here.
So
about time for Fritos Fave 5. Fritos Fave 5. Let's get it.
Let's add the fireworks to it.
Let's go, Fritos Fave 5. Let's go.
No, we're not doing Fritos Fave 5.
No, we honestly
I am
might
producing
have
this
to
episode
before he
you,
dies. No, before Antietam takes our buddy Fritos here, I think we should allow him his flowers to give his final.
Let's go ahead and,
No, let's go ahead and
usher him in as a 2-time.
Anyways, so C not finna
go
ahead.
You want to mute him? Over. You better mute me too.
So C not just finna go ahead and just go and just kind of ice skate over the fact that he just mentioned the fact that he went to Survivor Series without me. Like that's just cool. Like when he was there. Let me tell y'all something. Every single wrestling event I've been to, I've called C first. Like, hey, bro, what you think about this? See, you want to roll with me with this? You want to do this with me? Fam, I was in Chicago in Chicago visiting my father the night of Survivor Series, and C did not hit me up until afterwards when he tells the group that he was there when CM Punk came back.
Kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
Does that sound like the move of somebody that's supposed to be your 10+ year brother?
No,
Brother,
it
Look,
does
man,
not.
Fritos, would you do that to me?
Look,
I
man,
would
I was
never.
in a special ed. Look, man, I was in the handicap section anyway, man.
All right, so
Oh man.
I did want to pivot real quick. I liked where the conversation was going with Cody Rhodes, and I like what you guys had a lot of good stuff to say. So as we close today's episode, our final topic is going to change. Instead, it's going to be: is it better to be a homegrown superstar like NXT, come in, earn your stripes, and then elevate to world title contention or superstardom, or is it better to leave and go and make a name for yourself and then come back as a bigger commodity? And what brought this up is the fact of how you guys have talked about Cody Rhodes and what you guys have had to say about him and how he earned his stripes, how he was a WWE superstar. He often talks about, though, how he's not one of Dusty's kids. He's Dusty's son, but he's not Dusty's kids. He's the son of a plumber, but he is not one of Dusty's wrestling kids. No. That's Bailey. That's Seth. That's Becky. That's Charlotte. That's all of these people that work with Dusty in NXT before he got sick and
Triple
died,
H's kids.
basically. So I mean, they all called him Papa H for a long time. So I mean, but I guess my question to the panel is it better to be homegrown and stay like the Seth way, or is it better to be the Cody way and leave, make a commodity name for yourself, and then come back? And they ought to make that an ability to do on WWE 2K, where you could choose your path, whether you stay or whether you opt out of your contract and legit leave and go wrestle around in different indie promotions. They can make up the indie promotions wherever or whatnot, and then make a name for yourself and see if WWE comes back calling. Like, that would be a cold version, a way to like do the game, like where you could like be like, you know what, I'm gonna pass on this contract.
Say trademark. Say trademark right now. Say it.
Trademark, and not the rapper that rapped with John Cena on the greatest album that hit over a million what's the names, or over a million plays. That's right, it went platinum twice. Chain gang, baby.
Man mentioned the
I
trademark
had
rapper,
so
bro. That's crazy.
if I could answer real quick while it's on my mind.
Go ahead.
You don't know what you have until it's gone. And
Okay.
I think that is the main thing here. Drew, Cody, CM Punk. Punk, they knew what they had. That was more so a conflict. He had to leave, I think, no matter what. But the way I would answer this in simple terms is, if Triple H still headed NXT like he did, it would have been better to stay. But right now, I mean, man, look who has been brought up. Rusev, Aleister Black. I think Keith Lee will eventually come back to WWE. But I don't know, man. It's hard to answer because Cody's different based on his name. Dusty, as there's, I don't think they're like. I feel like I'd be lying to myself and others if I said that Dusty didn't have any sway in Cody's career. I think he probably was talking to Trips or even to Vince, saying like, you won't. He's eventually going to be a star. He's eventually going to be a star. But that was also on WWE's side to be like, he's doing this, that, and the other, but he's not showing us that he's a star yet. So when Cody left and did what he did with AEW and TNA and all these different things, I think I think his whole mission was to be like, I'm going to prove my dad right and everybody else wrong. And that's what we got. But with someone like Drew, I think that was Vince's boy. He left, made himself a name, and look at him now. So to answer that was a really good question, Mike, by the way. You're this way.
Thank you.
You're this way. But
yes, thank you.
It's hard to answer that in that aspect. You know what I mean? Because it's Cody Rhodes. But Cody Rhodes also made himself a name outside of WWE.
Sure.
As well as now in WWE, even before then with Goldust, and that posing it as did Cody when Cody left and came back was this, you know what I mean? But other superstars, my answer, Triple H. If you were under Triple H in NXT, you're gonna do great. But look at somebody like Carmelo right now.
Yep.
Look at others. You know what I mean? Like Ilya, Dragunov, not Dragunov. Is it Dragunov?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in so long, dude. But people like that, I know he got injured and stuff. But Pete Dunne, he had his thing with Sheamus, but where's he at now? Butch, where you at, Butch? Like, and I'm not saying that to
both of them are injured, but yeah. And then,
I think he might be injured now, but when they changed his name and everything, it's just like, why? Like why? Why change his name? But that's ultimately what I'm getting at. I think Triple H really helped propel these guys like Seth Rollins, Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, you name it, Kevin Owens. He built these people. He saw what he had. He made the call to get them to NXT. He made sure that they were going to be stars, and now we're seeing it.
This is really putting me on bind because I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, Frios. I had to yell at C for put the controller down and focus on the conversation.
Negro. What are you talking?
Dang.
I was listening.
Come on.
What you playing?
2K. Oh shit.
Playing what?
Usually he's playing 2K.
Gotham Knights.
Oh, okay.
No, I was playing college football. I'm normally playing college football. No.
I thought you were playing 2K back street the courts.
No.
All right.
No,
now let us all focus on our booking world champion.
Yes.
The floor is yours.
Give me all your attention.
Oh, you labeled it like that? See, grab the sticks.
Both of you put your controllers down.
I would say this question is it's hard. Because I think ultimately what it comes down to is work ethic.
Sure.
That's basically it. You could work your ass off from ground zero, being on NXT to the main roster. But if you don't have that work ethic, you're just going to get cut. And the same thing, you could be like, I'm putting the effort in, but the company's not giving me what I need to do. And you remake a name for yourself and then come back. You just have to have that work ethic, essentially. I feel like it. Yes, it helps if Triple H is in your corner and books you the right way too. But I think ultimately it's work ethic. That's what Cody proved. That's what Drew proved. Even right now, I would argue Matt Cardona, even though I don't think the company's really that interested in him, but he's put in all the effort in the indies and appearing on TNA, AEW, and all these other promotions on top of that.
Sure.
We've got guys that got cut. I'm not saying they don't have hard work ethic at all, but we haven't heard anything about them going on other than maybe if you scroll on TikTok, they're doing random interviews with, wrestling fans and stuff like that. But I feel like you just gotta eat, sleep, live, breathe, shit, piss, shower, wrestling. Essentially,
Yep.
everything that company has to prove that you are that guy, essentially, to be main roster or stay in the company. Or be related to The Rock too, but that's a different story for another time. I'll let C
Yeah.
take over.
Y'all pretty much covered all bases, honestly. Like personally, being I feel like being homegrown would have much more perks, in my opinion, like because it's just something about, starting from the bottom and then working your way up. And, because I feel like you got people like the Miz, started out on the tough enough, right?
Yep.
Uh and then eventually worked his way, he was the chick magnet at first, and then he ended up turning himself into, the tag team competitor, with John Morrison.
Yep.
Eventually winning tag team championships, and eventually becoming Mr. Money in the Bank, cashes it in on Randy Orton historically. And look where he's at now, one of the best to ever do it.
And almost hit
Argu-
Fritos with his car.
yeah,
Put that
and
his trophy case.
arguably a legit argument could be made. He may be, if you want to put him in as the greatest intercontinental champion ever,
He's in that
he's in
conversation.
that conversation.
Yeah.
So just things like that. And then you got like the bigger guys. Like you got people like Batista. Starting from OVW. Eventually being a part of that crazy class. And we see what he turned out to be. Granted, he was a lot older than uh, his counterparts, and Lesnar and Cena and Orton. But we know how money he was from like '04 to mainly '05 to like probably 2010 when he left the first time. So I feel like really it all depends. I feel like it depends on the era. I think the era is a lot different now because we see everything on social media, all streaming. Everything has changed the way.
Hey, hold on. Mike, if
What?
you're Virgil, if you're gonna call out C for being on his controller, you better get out your
Mm-hmm.
phone.
Oh no, I'm actually looking up my stats that I'm going to talk about next. That's what you do when you are going to moderate and also debate. So,
Don't play that.
oh
We
no,
know what you were doing.
listen, this is what I do. I live this. The podcast game is my world, brother. Welcome to it. Continue, Steve.
Yeah. So like
Welcome to-
I'm like there's been more instances in where people have been homegrown to where they don't have to leave and come back to make a
Mm-hmm.
name for themselves. Like we've seen, it's been rare instances in that situation. We see Cody, we see Drew, um, we see Lesnar. Like Lesnar was the man before he left, but the way he left in that Goldberg match it left a sour taste in a lot of fans' mouths.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that WrestleMania match. But when he goes to UFC, becomes one of the best MMA guys ever and UFC Hall of Famer. Did he get the Hall of Fame yet? Or no?
No.
Not
No,
yet.
no,
Okay.
he's not in there yet, but he will be.
Yeah, but like because we knew Brock as an athletic like freak, right? And then he leaves, goes and come back, and he's this machine. He's like
yeah, but
as
that's different. See,
as
that's
JBL
different
calls
because
him.
he
What
was
JBL
still
call him, the Beast Incarnate.
but
Yeah.
he was still being Brock Lesnar outside of
Well,
WWE.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
He's just a flat out ass kicker.
he was just
He just added
he
he just added a whole new element to his
Yeah,
repertoire
like
with UFC.
he didn't stop
Yeah.
fighting. He
Yeah.
just legit fought.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, just the topic of like, I guess that's one where that's like the one outlier where he left and still, was still the same. Like he didn't have to reinvent himself. It's just he just became a fucking a beast as mixed martial artist guy. And now people really don't want to fuck with him, as if amateur wrestling wasn't enough for Brock Lesnar. like you add MMA to that.
Shoot,
Yeah.
boys,
Like,
I have to hop off here, boys.
all right, man.
See ya.
All right, bro.
I
Have a
love
good
you
night.
all. Love
Yeah.
you all.
Got my shits, by the way.
CM Punk. Love you.
Yep. All right, but yeah, yeah, man. I think homegrown it works out a lot more than it doesn't, and so I feel like a lot of the guys that we see now, even though they started in the Indies and now they made their way from NXT on up, I think it's worked a lot better than than it has in like previous decades. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just feel like, just the way things have progressed, technology, social media, everything, it's a lot better. Wasn't really like that, when the guys from years past were coming up. They weren't able to make promos and shit like on the fly using their phones and all this other shit, all the technology stuff. So I think now it's a lot better it's a lot easier to be homegrown than to leave and come back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for indulging me in that conversation. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts, points on that. But now, guys, it's time for us to close the show with our favorite segment. That's right. It's time for Frito's Fave 5.
Fritos favorite 5. Sponsored by no one. Yeah, thanks, C. Appreciate you doing that. Virgil, you know what to do. Hit my music. Ooh, it feels so good hearing that music as your two-time
Number one producer in the game,
Booker
baby.
of the year. At number 5, I've got Solo Sikoa. Like I said before, this man has put in work since becoming the lead of the Bloodline. He's earned his United States Championship, but don't be sour, because Jacob Fatu is off to bigger and better things. Expect some bigger gold around that man's waist. At number 4, I've got Julia beating Zelina this past Friday night SmackDown. Zelina's run has been a little bit dry. Wash and repeat with her opponents. And I'm excited to see what Julia does. She adds a little bit more flair to it. And I think she's going to have a fantastic U.S. women's run. At number 3, I've got Karrion Kross. He may have lost to Sammy, but it is the build-up. We've won at Kross. He's finally got put back on this pay-per-view, and I was happy to see him out there. At number 2, I've got Cody Rhodes winning King of the Ring and securing a match at SummerSlam versus John Cena. It's going to be a banger match at SummerSlam. Definitely keep an eye on it. Then number 1, I've got CM Punk. Even though he lost to John Cena, what he did Friday night coming out as Punkonomics was hysterical and fantastic. You know that man was just having fun, and I love it. I just wish this match was in Chicago, but it's here, no there, but whatever. And that has been a Fritos Fave 5. Yeah.
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 All right. Thank you, Fritos. Thank you, Fritos. See, what would you rate Fritos? What would you rate Fritos? What would you rate Fritos Fave 5?
Give it a
Yes, Fritos. I would also give your Fave 5 an A for this week. You did a great job, brother. All right, guys. So we need you guys to get a part of the action below. That's right. If you've made it to the end of this episode, I need you to like, share, subscribe, as well as comment below your thoughts on each of the segments we talked about. This was a longer episode, but only 3 topics, but we had some very good conversations centered around wrestling as a whole. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here with us. We appreciate each and every last one of you, whether you're watching us on YouTube or whether you're watching us over on Twitch. We appreciate you guys so much. And until next time, keep those booking pistols sharp and keep on booking.